The New England Patriots are fucking back. Beating the undefeated Buffalo Bills in Buffalo on Sunday Night Football is the first and biggest step in the resurgence of the winningest franchise this century, and it's because of one man, Joe. It's not because of Stephon Diggs. Despite his amazing 10-catch, 146-yard return to Buffalo, making huge play after huge play, he had a 117.4 rating when targeted in the game and a 93 overall PFF grade, but it's not because of him. And it's not because of Mike Vrabel turning around the whole culture in 5 games, doing exactly what we thought Jerod Mayo couldn't do and he didn't do last year. It's not because of the defense's performance, forcing 3 turnovers, holding Buffalo to 20 points, and the non-Josh Allen rushers to 20 carries for 65 yards. It's not because of Borregales' 52-yard game winner with 20 seconds left that was right down the middle, extremely clutch, and much needed for the rookie kicker. Joe, it's because Drake made every single play when it mattered the most. And don't come at me with the box score, Drake Maye haters. Oh, he didn't even score a touchdown. Watch the game, you fucking dweeb. Every single play was made. You want some stats, box score merchants? Here you go, okay? Drake Maye in the second half versus the Buffalo Bills, in the biggest game he's played to this point in his career, against the reigning NFL MVP, arguably the best quarterback in football, versus the 5-time reigning champs in his division on Sunday Night Football in Buffalo. He went 13 of 14, 184 yards, 3 big-time throws, 118.8 passer rating, 95.2 PFF grade in the second half alone. Drake Maye in the biggest spots came through. Oh, he only had one good game. He never came through in the big moment before Sunday. On money downs, 3rd and 4th downs before Sunday, 88.2 adjusted completion percentage, first in the NFL, 9.9 yards per attempt, first in the NFL, 133.3 passer rating, first in the NFL, 4 touchdown passes, second in the NFL. He comes through in big moments, and he's got the it factor. He's accurate in the pocket, and his ability to freelance, make plays out of the pocket with his legs, and scramble to throw is outstanding with Drake Maye as well. He has a great job scrambling to make big plays down the field. He had 3 outstanding scramble drills, rolling to his right, throwing to Diggs on the sideline. Obviously, the one where he's stiff-arming the dude, throws it to Diggs, huge play in the game. And then obviously the one deep down the sideline were the 2 most notable ones as far as him rolling to the right. Unbelievable plays. He's got the spectacular plays, and he makes the simple routine plays as well. But that's not the only thing that he showed in this game. He showed, I don't need the perfect situation to win. I just need to literally not have the worst situation in football like he had last year, okay? This year, do the Patriots have a top 10 head coach in Mike Vrabel? Yeah, maybe. It's probably borderline, but he's close to that top 10. But do they have a top 10 offensive coordinator? Josh McDaniels has had his ups and downs. He's a good offensive coordinator. Is he the best one in the league? Not so sure, but he is a solid offensive coordinator, okay? Is it a top 10 offensive line? It's much improved, but still, PFF had them ranked 14th before week 5. So again, still not top 10. And even though Stephon Diggs looks back to being Buffalo's Stephon Diggs, is this weapons room top 10 either? No, okay? And listen, I'm not saying Drake Maye is Tom Brady, okay? That's not what I'm saying. However, players in NFL history with 4 more consecutive games in a single season with 200 or more passing yards, a completion percentage of above 73.3%, and a passer rating of over 100, it's Drake Maye and Tom Brady. That's it. That's the list. And by the way, through Drake Maye's first 18 starts, he has 338 completions, 491 attempts, 3,500 yards, 22 touchdowns, 12 picks. Tom Brady's first 18 starts, 319 completions, 494 attempts, 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns, 13 picks. So it's basically a 1 touchdown, 1 pick difference and about 100 yards. They're basically the same player through 18 games. And again, all of what I said is just to say Drake Maye has stamped himself as the next superstar quarterback in this league, and we will look back on this game and say this was his I have arrived performance. So again, I love the performance by Diggs. Obviously a huge kick by Borregales. I love what I've seen from Will Campbell as well at left tackle, but none of that matters if you don't have the guy at quarterback. We got the guy, Drake Maye. And that's why the New England Patriots are fucking back like we never left, Joe. So I got to kick it to you, man. What do you think? Are the Patriots back, and is Drake Maye the next superstar quarterback in the NFL?
You know, it's funny because just about everybody who's a fan of a football team is hoping to God that this is just an anomaly, right? Like this isn't real.
Damn right.
No one wants to see this happen, right? And Patriots fans are praying to with everything they got that we're back. We're done being terrible, right? Because 20 years of winning and 4 years of just absolutely the worst football you've seen in your life, with some of the worst decisions you've seen in your life, with some of the worst coaching hires you've seen in your life, with some of the worst personnel decisions you've seen in your life from a team that has been great for so long, it finally seems like they turned the corner. And don't get me wrong, I was not sold on Drake Maye. I thought he had a lot of things coming out in the draft that I was not a fan of. I thought that he dropped his eyes in the pocket under pressure. He still does that a lot, but I would like to see that change. It's something Chris Collinsworth pointed out. That's the difference between him and Josh Allen. Josh Allen, pressure in the pocket, keeps looking downfield, moves inside the pocket. Drake Maye, he is a different quarterback when pressure breaks down on him. He makes bad decisions. He doesn't look downfield. He doesn't look to throw anymore. He actually runs into pressure more times than not in that situation. It's the only thing I don't love about Drake Maye's game. Now, that all being said, we're fucking back, baby. We're back.
We're back, bro. We're so
back. And this is me. I don't get amped. You know me, Matt. I am a pessimistic Patriots fan. I try to keep my emotions low with this team.
You might be the most pessimistic sports fan that I've ever met. Like I try to keep myself pessimistic, but you're like the Michael Jordan of pessimistic sports fans. You might be the goat of it.
I stay grounded, right? I know my teams, right? I've been a fan of all of my franchises for 30 plus years. I know my teams, man. I know what they do to me. Okay. So I forgive me if I don't trust it, but let's break it down a little bit. Okay. Drake Maye is currently 5th in passing yards, 2nd in completion percentage, and 6th in rating in the NFL. Okay. He's the youngest quarterback to have 4 consecutive games of 200 plus yards and completion percentage of 70 plus, as you mentioned, tied with Tom Brady. The defense is 9th in points. The offense is 11th in points. The biggest concern, honestly, with this team being back is the turnovers, which realistically comes down to leaving Rhamondre Stevenson on the bench. I cannot believe he keeps going out there and fumbling the football.
Beyond the bench. Is there a place you can put him beyond the bench?
Yeah,
that's where he needs to be.
Somewhere like New Jersey. I think that's where a lot of like really bad players go. We're gonna
should have left him in Buffalo.
Yeah. But I mean, don't get me wrong. When Rhamondre Stevenson is taking care of the football, I believe wholeheartedly he's a top 10 running back. Unfortunately, in the last 2 years, he's put the ball on the ground and lost more footballs than anybody in a non-quarterback position. He is not a good running back when it comes to ball security, which is something that this team desperately needs. Enter TreVeyon Henderson, who, Matt, you know the stat. You're good with the stat. The TreVeyon's your boy. You loved him coming out of the draft. How many carries has TreVeyon Henderson had without a fumble? Because it's something
700 touches with no fumbles. 700.
Right? There's some NFL running backs who don't have 700 touches. Okay? Like, put this kid in there. And unfortunately, I want to send our thoughts and prayers out to Antonio Gibson. Devastating injury. I love you. I love you, Gibson. I was really happy when you came in there. You were explosive last year. I thought you had a chance to head this running back room, get some more touches there. And devastating injuries. Our thoughts go out to you. Fan base is with you, buddy. We hate to see that happen, especially this early in the season with a team that's killing it right now. Wish you a speedy recovery. But yeah, so my biggest concerns are Drake Maye in the pocket, though. We have to address this problem, right? His eyes drop consistently when pressure gets there if he cannot get out, right? But if he can get on the move, then he's good. So I would be surprised. Would be surprised if Josh McDaniels doesn't start getting him on the move more often. I want to see him getting on the move, rolling to his right, scheming him to his right. Now, that being said, Drake Maye with a 300-pound defensive tackle hanging on to him and completing a ball that seemed to teleport into Stephon Diggs' hands. Crazy. I watched that replay 4 times. Like I literally texted you. What did I say in the chat, man? I said, "What the fuck just happened? How did that happen?" Nobody can tell me that was you saw that. Like that was just yep. I was like, here we go. We're going to lose this game because we ran a play action on first down and it got blown up before Drake could even pull the ball away. And somehow he flips that ball and it was so fast. And credit to Diggs, who caught that ball and just got 12 yards. And that was the catalyst to that drive. And they made a Buffalo Bills team who looked mediocre in a lot of situations. That offense that was prolific didn't look in tune. The defense, they were sending pressure all night. Drake handled it very, very well. As you said, 13-14 on that final drive in the fourth quarter, just absolute domination. It's amazing. The defense is playing out of their mind. I was skeptical about the pass rush. I still don't believe they can get there with 4. They have to bring an extra rusher. I'm still not sold on that. But with Christian Gonzalez back in the secondary, this is a different defense. They are a very, very good team. And I'm going to say it right now. It's something I wasn't on board with. You can check the short. This is a playoff team.
Yeah.
I'm going to admit it. I'm going to admit it. This is a playoff team. This is a playoff team. I'm finally on board. It took me to week 5, but I'm on board. Don't fucking make me regret it. That's all I gotta say.
You damn right. Yeah, the preseason arguments we had about this team were absolutely legendary. But I mean, your concerns preseason were valid. I didn't agree with them, but they were valid concerns. And we've seen them kind of come up in spurts these first 5 weeks. But again, these last 2 weeks especially, we've seen this team kind of turn it into a new gear. And again, you talked about it, Joe. Drake Maye still got things he can improve. Obviously, like you said, his eyes downfield, he'll take some sacks that he doesn't have to. His accuracy at the beginning of the year, you saw him miss some throws a little bit high. He can get a little bit high with his throw sometime. But completion percentage, Drake Maye is the second most accurate passer in the league right now in terms of completion percentage. He's completing damn near 74% of his passes. Like, that's unbelievable through the first 5 weeks of the season. And again, he might not, like, if you're ranking quarterbacks right now, you might not rank him top 5, but he's played like a top 5 quarterback so far this year. You mentioned he's top 5 in yards, top 5 in yards per attempt. I just mentioned second in completion percentage, 8th in yards per game, 6th in rating. So again, this guy is playing like one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football passing wise. And then we know what he can add with his legs as well. He's one of the best running quarterbacks in the league too. So you see the Josh Allen comparisons with this guy because he's big, he's strong, he's got the arm, he can make plays out inside the pocket and outside the pocket, but he's still got things he can work on. And that's an exciting thing that he's this good right now and he still has much more room that he can improve as far as that goes too. But Joe, I will say the pessimistic fan in you has kind of reached me a little bit. These next 3 games make me a little bit nervous, and they shouldn't make me nervous because it's at New Orleans, at Tennessee, home to Cleveland, maybe the 3 worst teams in football besides the Jets. However, if this team wants to prove it's for real, you cannot come out after maybe, in my opinion, Joe, this was their biggest win since the Super Bowl win that they beat the Los Angeles Rams in the Super Bowl. This is their biggest win since then. You cannot come out after that win and then lose on the road to a team that's clearly inferior in the New Orleans Saints. You can't do it. So again, this is a massive week to prove that you're heading in the right direction, that this team is actually for real. And just to be clear, I still don't think this team is winning the Super Bowl this year. Like I still think they're a year, maybe 2 years away from a real Super Bowl run or anything like that. But like you mentioned, Joe, I'm on record. I was on record at the beginning of the year. It's a wild card berth and a first round exit. I think this is exactly where that's heading. And I think that's a giant step in the right direction towards reclaiming the NFL's crown. So again, Joe, you mentioned it preseason. You were talking about, what about the offensive line? Oh, what about the skill positions? No pass rush. We should have kept Joe Milton. How you feeling now, dog?
Hey, I said it. I had an apology to issue.
Yeah.
Patriot Nation, Drake Maye, Mike Vrabel, I am fucking sorry. And I will never doubt you again. Until the offseason next year, in which case I'll go back to myself. But that's just me, man. You can't blame me for being me.
You can't.
You can't blame me for being me.
You can't teach the really old dog new tricks. You certainly cannot. You cannot teach them new tricks. But Pats Nation, baby, it's been about a half decade. We were struggling, but guess what? We are fucking back.
This has been Between the Uprights. Football is life. The rest is just details.